Greetings, dear ones. It is Monday, February 28th, the last day of the month of February. This is the 28th of February, the last day of February. And I bring you greetings, and it's very interesting today. Those of you who have followed this work know that I've been speaking for a long time about mutual duality, what I refer to as mutual duality, meaning that instead of being perfectly dualistic or coming to what's referred to as non-duality, which in its way kind of dismisses or classifies anything that is not of the light, not of the good, not of the creative as something to be shunned and pushed away and gotten rid of in some way, shape, or form. And that in and of itself creates more separation. So the philosophy behind this body of work is that all things, including that which appears destructive or negative or in some way detracting from what appears or what should be the path, is actually very, very purposeful and very, very powerful. And it plays out on the large scale. Right now, we're seeing that with the invasion of Ukraine, among many other things that are going on in the world. But this is the one that's so very up right now, or in everybody's awareness. And the ensuing responses from that. Not only are we seeing the horrific experiences of the Ukraine people firsthand, we're not having to get this filtered through news agencies or what have you. There are people filming it right there on the ground. And I've been posting some from a young lady who has now left the capital of Kiev. But there's all kinds of pictures. TikTok, I'm sure, everywhere has them. So there's no denying what is going on, which is absolutely wonderful, because that is our power as people, is knowledge, is the ability to see and discern and choose for ourselves, rather than looking to leaders, be they political, religious, or any other group, or outside authority. This is about our own individual authority and how we get to choose. And the fact that the Ukraine people, under the hand of Putin's government, would not have that choice. And they're rising up, and people are rising up all over the world. The pandemic had such wonderful purposes as well. This is what I'm talking about, and this is what I've been sharing with you all for the past couple of years, is each and every detrimental aspect of the pandemic has turned around and opened up incredible potentials and possibilities. And they are shifting and changing. But now, as the pandemic starts to get a little bit under control, the rush back to the norm could have undone a great deal of what has been accomplished and what could be done individually and globally. And the climate crisis, for some reason, is still not clicking as the emergency that it is. So this invasion into Ukraine, taking over a free people, a people who are doing everything they can to work out their way of democracy, is causing the European Union, other countries in that area, to band together, to talk, to resolve things faster and more directly than ever before. So it is so exciting and so powerful. Again, this happens on an individual basis. That's a global basis. We have a crisis that is causing resolution. It is causing response. and in ourselves individually, unfortunately, that's usually the way that we will seek out help or some means of truly changing our situation. Most often, it has to come to a crisis, either a physical health crisis or a marriage crisis or a crisis with a child in your, family. It, we don't we don't anticipate and try to change things ahead of the possibility of destruction. So nothing is a surprise here in Ukraine for those that have been watching, those that have been aware of this particular leader's way, Putin. No, there were plenty of signs. He even said it outright. So we all get those individual signs in our lives. We may close our eyes to them, but they do sneak in through our internal knowledge, our wisdom, our innate, which is our direct channel to our soul and its information and guidance. And I know certainly in my life that has happened multiple times. Like, yeah, well, I'm just going to go over here and do this anyway. And certainly, eventually, that ends up taking a very radical turn. So, the whole idea of getting to know thyself is to be able to listen and discern from that internal place. And that gets hard when we're running under misconceptions and mistaken beliefs created by the patterns of our young years. And so this work, when I'm working with individuals, is to go back and literally undo and redo those patterns, go into the hard wiring, and absolutely make material down to the DNA change in someone's life, because the issue is addressed physically, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, and mentally simultaneously. So that's the potential that we have at this moment in time, and certainly that's what my clients find. In a very short period of time, their lives are very different. Not because they've got a cognitive awareness and they're jumping on their behavior, but because it is just no longer within them. So that's what's going on the larger scale. It's not going to work, I said. With the invasion, it's not going to happen this time, and hopefully we will open our eyes and awareness of how this has been occurring in many different countries all around the world, and everyone rising up for what the world that they truly want to have and be in, living in. So I encourage you to look in your life where there is something that at the moment may appear to be destructive or dark, let's call it that, or bad, and know that there is purposefulness in it. There is a reason why, and it's not just to, respond to it accordingly or control it. There is a very deep soul purpose in anything that appears deeply emotionally painful, scary, infuriating, or grief ridden. So when something comes up like that, please join the Applied Universal Alchemy group. We're going to be doing a lot of talking back and forth, because it is that blending of everyone in the community that is going to exponentially and rapidly, acceleratedly change everyone's lives. So I'm still doing these on personal page, but it's shifting over into the Applied Universal Alchemy group. So please hop on there. Just want to bring forward a couple of the helpers and what is here in the mix today as divine guidance. And then we'll drop in to our deep energetic practice. This was a random opening. It wasn't, although these are dated, this was not. It was an absolute opening where I was guided. And it says, many souls are seeking an answer to all the chaos and confusion in the world at this time. Day by day it grows worse, but be not afraid, for things will have to get worse before they can get better. A boil comes to a head before it bursts, and then all the poisons are released and are cleared away. Things have to come to a head in the world before the poisons of hate, greed, jealousy, and selfishness are released and healing can take place. And the invitation is for each of us to be at perfect peace within. It says, you cannot help the world's situation if you allow yourself to become immersed in it. You have to be immune to the disease. So then you can truly help. And I need you to be free. I need you to be at perfect peace. This is channeled information through Eileen Caddy in way back in what looks like to be 1987, and it could not be more pertinent for this moment in time. Also, what came forward as one of the oracle cards for the day was Snake. This is from a beautiful oracle card deck called the Sacred World Oracle by Chris Walder. Her artwork is off the charts. And Snake has been appearing, excuse me, for the past week. And those of you who have or are familiar with my work know that it is about transmutation, which is what in many cultures the snake stands for. And transmutation means changing something from one thing into something else completely. So the poisons that were spoken of in the last reading, for example, in homeopathy, poisons are gone through a process of dilution to create a healing tincture. Excuse me. So there are many examples of this in our world, and right now we're looking at the poison of the old order and the old way, and it is becoming the medicine of the rise of the people. And that is the only thing that is going to change our world. We cannot look to the outside forces at all, whether, again, it's political, religious, or corporate, or any other. It must be within. And this is compelling each person to feel into and decide how they want to live and what they want this world to be. Excuse me. From this particular deck, Snake represents worldliness, duality, and desire. And we've been talking about that duality just now, and how mutual duality creates and destroys and creates and destroys and creates. It says that in Greco-Roman mythology, the snake was sacred to Asclepius, the god of medicine. And the Ouroboros, a symbol of eternity with Greek origins, is a serpent forming a perfect ring by holding its tail in its mouth. And that's what is happening right now, a beautiful circling into a higher evolutionary state of being for our species, for our planet. The snake is also associated with creation stories. And of course, in the Judeo-Christian tradition, we know the snake tempted Eve and brought in knowledge. And it caused, of course, the expulsion from the Garden of Eden, but we have the opportunity now to create how we want. In Norse mythology, snake represented the forces of chaos. And one such snake was Jormungand, the world serpent. The Norse also believed that serpents sought to undermine Yggdrasil, the mighty ash tree that supported the cosmos. The most powerful of these was Nidhogg, a huge snake that gnawed perpetually at Yggdrasil's root, which tells us that there is a constant process of destruction, creation, and we certainly are in the midst of that right now. So, and it's exciting and it's wonderful, and it just shows how much power you yourself have on a daily basis in your own life, and in that individual awareness and changing and transmuting, that you actually are transmuting the larger picture of what's going on in the world. And if you feel called to stand up and protest in other ways, I encourage you to do so, because it is a very powerful sensation and with very powerful results. So, a lot in the mix. We have several different oils presenting today. One of them called Faith, and these are all Young Living oils, because they are the only ones that I have found to be pure enough to be able to put on my body and in my energy field, and the only ones that I will recommend to my clients. So we have Faith. It's a beautiful blend, that we must have faith in what we know to be true inside. We must have faith in the process that is occurring right now in this evolutionary leap. As well, Melissa came forward, and Melissa is representative of mysticism and magic and miracles. And I think we are going to see a whole lot more of that as this process transgresses in Europe and ensuingly around the world. The other oil was blue cypress, which is about circulating your truth and allowing that truth to be in your world, in your family, in your life, in your daily process of going through what you need to get done, and allowing that truth to be what's leading you in every area of your life. So we have those beautiful plant teachers here today. We have the amazing animal teacher of snake. We have the confirmation and validation and clear evidence in the world that that which appears destructive creates out of those apparently bad or harmful actions. And please put in the comments anything, any particular helpers, any particular things that you've noticed that are in this alchemical mix for us today. And I see Diane is contributing here, sending peace and light to all the prayers. And she's calling in the power of her divine being. And we're very grateful for you adding in your perspective and your relationship with the divine. So thank you very much, Diane. And again, please do comment what you've been noticing as far as helpers or additional energetics. And as you've been feeling into this, please allow yourself to sit very, very firmly on your chair, and ideally to find those sits bones in your buttocks. But if not, at least just let yourself feel the weight of you on the chair, on the couch, whatever you may be sitting upon. And allow that weight to continue to drop into the chair, the couch, what have you. Because when we hold ourselves up, we are pushing our energy fields upward and more towards our brain, our rational world, rather than allowing that internal wisdom, those inner experiences, our truth within, to lead us. So I invite you therefore to kind of let your brain take a back seat, your visioning, your third eye, let them all take a rest, and instead experience your internal sensations, emotions, feelings. For therein lies all of your answers, all of your truth, and it is a question of removing and transforming, transmuting that which is covering the glass darkly, as the saying goes, or little by little removing the blinders on your truth of yourself. So sometimes people find it's very, very helpful to breathe, simply because it brings your attention, hopefully, to your lungs, your torso, your ribs. Because when you are in you and you are bringing in the energetics of you and what's here in this container, then you actually are accessing deeper levels of you to transmit the purified aspects of your human experience, your human nature, and thereby human nature in general, from the old way that we've been exploring and studying for 100,000 years. Now we're shifting into a new focus of study. Where the very crude, low vibrational aspects of first and second chakra psychospiritual issues are transmuted, metamorphosized, so we no longer see such atrocious harm from one party to another, be it one country to another country, be it one individual to another individual, be it parent to child, which happens every day. That we are evolving out of a world where your very existence every day is threatened. Some places on the planet more than others even. Certainly what is occurring so visibly in Ukraine. Feel the energy that's being transmitted and surrounding you and evoking you internally. And simply sensate, simply feel physically, energetically, emotionally what is occurring within you. For that is your key, that is your doorway, that is your designed way, soul designed way. Those of you who are particularly energy sensitive can feel the energy and differentiate today's container with perhaps another day's. Some of you may even be able to feel or sense the amazing gifts from the teacher, the animal teacher snake, throughout millennia in countless cultures. Allowing yourself to feel the excitement and the hope and the divine avenue for freedom that is opening and has been opened by this apparently only atrocious act. But instead is serving to unite people, to awaken people, to excite people, to bring people to action, whether it's in protests or boycotts. Causing alternatives for energy and food processing. To more renewable, sustainable, weakening the old order based in an economy of fossil fuels, where very few can hold those resources and control. Into a world where there are innumerable avenues of energy, sustainable, renewable, this is the deeper purposes to what is occurring. Widening the knowledge base and interchange of information between and amongst the peoples of the world. Allow yourself to drop down and in and feel this profound underground change taking place. In the very fabric of our world. So there's a beautiful piece of music on playing, and I was told to look at the title. And the name of the song is Journey to Peace. That's applied universal alchemy that occurs in the moment, validating, confirming, assisting, guiding, accompanying, showing each and every one of us when and as we allow that communication and connection and cooperation and collaboration and communion, which is the new way of the earth. Again, I would love to continue transmitting and holding this space for those who would like to stay in this, even though the video may end. The energies do not. So you are perfectly welcome to listen again and slide in and stay, or stay now. Either way, knowing that your system will be perfectly integrated. The ancients and others here today have placed that integration within the container so that you will not leave in an ungrounded, or rather spacey way, but instead fully integrated your experience, the energetics, the alchemical mix within your system. And I invite you to please just hop on over to the Applied Universal Alchemy group, because these are going to be continuing there. I am going to continue these meditations on a daily basis until such time as there is some more resolution to the situation in Ukraine, as I did at the start of these recordings for the fires in Australia. So please contact me if you'd like to look at the possibility or have an example session of what individual work looks like. And again, keep your eyes peeled for information on the upcoming group process of transformation that's going to start in March, later than March 17th. So until next time, as always, it is with deep honor, gratitude, and love for your presence here on the planet. Until tomorrow, be well.